The title of this book is The Christian Paganism. We are in part 7 of this book. It is written by our beloved brother Frank Paola. Chapter 1. We continue in chapter 1 of the part 7 of this book. Question we never think to ask. Socrates, in court 417 to 399 BC, is considered by some historians to be the father of philosophy. Born and raised in Athens, his custom was to go about the town relentlessly raising questions and analyzing the popular view of his day. Socrates believed that truth is found by dialoguing extensively about an issue and relentlessly questioning it. This method is known as dialectic or the Socratic method. He thought freely on matter that his fellow Athenians felt were closed for discussion. Socrates' habit of pelting people with certain questions and whopping them into critical dialogue about the accepted custom eventually got him killed. His incessant questioning to tightly held tradition provoked the leader of Athens to charge him with corrupting the youth. As a result, they put Socrates to death. A clear message was sent to his fellow Athenians. All who question the established custom will meet the same fate. Socrates was not the only provocateur to reap severe reprisal for his non-conformity. Isaiah was sawn in half, John the Baptist was beheaded, and Jesus was crucified. Not to mention the thousands of Christians who have been tortured and murdered through the century by the institutional church because they dare to challenge it. They dare to challenge its teaching. As Christians, we are taught by our leader to believe certain idea and behave in certain way. We are also encouraged to read our Bible, but we are conditioned to read the Bible with the length handed to us by the Christian tradition to which we belong. We are taught to obey our denomination, God, or movement, and never to challenge what it teaches. At this moment, all the rebellious hearts are applauding and are plotting to wail the above paragraph to wreak havoc in their churches. If that is you, dear rebellious heart, you have missed our point by a considerable distance. We do not stand with you. Our advice, either leave your church quickly, refusing to cause division, or to be at peace with it. There is a vast guilt between rebellion and taking a stand for what is true. If the truth be told, we Christians never seem to ask why we do what we do. Instead, we blatantly carried out our religious tradition without asking where they came from. Most Christians who claim to uphold the integrity of God's word have never sought to see if what they do every Sunday has many scriptural backing. How do we know this? Because if they did, it will lead them to some very disturbing conclusion that will compel them by conscience to forever abandon what they are doing. Strikingly, contemporary church thought and practice have been influenced far more by post-biblical historical events than by New Testament imperative and example. Yet most Christians are not conscious of this influence, nor are they aware that it has created a slew of cherished, calcified, humanly devised traditions, all of which are routinely passed off to us as Christians. A terrifying invitation, a terrifying invitation, a terrifying invitation. We now invite you to walk with us on an intrudent path. It is a terrifying journey where you will be forced to ask questions that probably have never entered your conscious thought. Third question. Needing question, even frightening question, and you will be faced squarely with the disturbing answer. Yet those answers will lead you face to face with some of the richest truth a Christian can discover. As you read through the following page, you may be surprised to discover that a great deal of what we Christians do for Sunday morning church did not come from Jesus Christ, the apostle, or the scripture. Nor did it come from Judaism. After the Romans destroyed Jerusalem in AD 17, Judaic Christianity waned in number and power. Gentile Christianity dominated, and the new faith began to absorb Greco-Roman philosophy and ritual. Judaic Christianity survived for 5 centuries in the little group of Syriac Christians called Ebiomnim. But their influence was not very widespread. According to Shirley J. Case, not only was the social environmental of the Christian movement largely Gentile well before the end of the first century, but it had several almost any earlier bond of social contact with the Jews Christian of Palestine. By the year 100, Christianity is mainly a Gentile religious movement living together in a common Gentile social environment. Strikingly, much of what we do for church was lifted directly out of pagan culture in the post-apocalyptic period. God, legends tell us the last surviving apostle, John, died around AD 100. According to Paul F. Bresser, 4th century Christianity absorbed and Christianized pagan religion, idea, and practice, seeing itself as the fulfillment to which early religious had dimly pointed. Why today we often use the word pagan to describe those who claim no religion whatever. To the early Christian pagan were those polytheists who followed the god of the Roman Empire. Paganism dominated the Roman Empire until the 4th century, and many of its elements were absorbed by Christians in the first half of the first millennium, particularly during the Constantinian and the early post-Constantinian area, in 324 to 600 after Jesus Christ. Two other significant periods from which many of our current church practices originate were the Reformation era in the 16th century and the revivalist area in the 18th and 19th century. Chapter 2 through 10 each trace an acceptable traditional church practice. Each chapter tells the story of where this practice came from. But more importantly, it explains how this practice stiff the practical headship of Jesus Christ and hamper the functioning of his body.